Denver Broncos versus New England Patriots, instant reaction. I'll say this. If you're a New England fan and I told you that you'd keep Denver out of the end zone, would you win or lose? I think New England fans this week would have said that they would have easily won if they kept Denver out of the end zone. But hey, man, it's 18 points. That's actually a lot of points to put up if considering you didn't get a touchdown. This game didn't really surprise me in the way that it was played. I thought Denver would give New England troubles in the running game, and New England needs the running game going. But I am surprised at how ineffective the passing game was. I will say this: Cam Newton. I don't know if he was rusty. I've watched him a couple times this year. His arm looked weak. And I think that's probably because Denver's defensive backfield was playing a lot faster than you would expect them to. They were closing down routes a little bit. But Cam Newton really, to me, lost this game. Frankly, he looked better as a receiver than he did as a passer. Let me just look at Cam's numbers. They're not going to be good. 17 to 25. The efficiency there is fine, but only 157 yards and 2 interceptions. No bueno. Julian Edelman, meanwhile, 2 for 2 for 38 yards. So congratulations for Julian Edelman. I don't know what the quarterback rating on that is. But, as a rusher, Cam Newton gets in, right? That's his big value here, 76 yards and a touchdown rushing. Like I said, he had actually a pretty nice reception there, 16 yards. It was actually a key reception. And look, New England had a chance to win the game at the end of the game, but you don't feel good being New England and being 2-4, and one of those 4 losses is to Denver. The other losses New England's had have been fine. It was that controversial Kansas City game when they didn't have Newton. That was one of their losses. They had lost to Seattle, and I forgot they had another pretty Seattle and Kansas City. I'm sorry, I'm missing one more too. But their losses aren't bad. It just so happens that New England's had kind of a tough schedule, but this is one they really needed to win. Denver, meanwhile, goes to 3-3 on a really lackluster day. Before I get to Denver's stats, I'll say this: Damian Harris, 6 carries for 19 yards. I personally, in fantasy football, I had him on my bench. I wanted to see what I was going to get from him this other week, and what you see is Damian Harris gets 6 carries, Burkhead gets 5, James White gets 4. I don't love that distribution, but that's the New England Patriots. They've been doing this for decades. So, they just distribute the ball to running backs. And this is a tough day for New England to get the running game going. Is they're just matchup-wise, Denver defense is very strong that way. Receiving, James White adds 8 catches, 65 yards. Damiere Byrd, outside, of the receivers, Damiere Byrd leads the receivers, 3 catches, 38 yards. I think what we can take away from this, if you're a New England fan or you're betting on games and everything, New England, if they fall down early, are they the passing attack that can win? I got to say, Baltimore, I have these same questions about, some of these different teams that are run first teams, run first in defense. New England will be in every game because the defense is so strong, and they will be in every game because even when they aren't running the ball particularly well, they still will chew up clock. But is their passing game good enough to get it done at the end of the game when they're down by 2 scores? And we saw today against Denver that was not the case. I don't love this New England team right now, but one of my rules, I just don't bet against Bill Belichick. They're probably going to be underdogs next week, and then they'll probably win by like 30 points. That's what New England does. Now, let's go over to Denver. I got to say, Drew Lock didn't look good, but New England tends to have that effect on quarterbacks. If you had asked me, what I would have thought from Lock, I would have said a couple interceptions and not over 200 yards, and that's what we got. We got 10 completions, 10 for 189 yards and 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. But it was enough to get done. Philip Lindsay, I've been saying this for years. He's the best back on the freaking Denver Broncos. I don't care if Royce Freeman is there. Devontae Booker, give me a break. I know he's not there anymore. Melvin Gordon, I don't care that he's there. Philip Lindsay is the guy. He was splitting carries with Gordon. He looked better than Gordon in week 1 of the season. Gordon obviously out today. Philip Lindsay, 23 carries, 101 yards against a tough defense, 4.4 yards per carry. In an attack that Drew Lock couldn't do anything with the ball. Although I will say that he had, I think his tight end dropped a couple of touchdowns there, so that's unfortunate. But receiving-wise, Tim Patrick, 4 catches, 101 yards on 8 targets. So let's look at that. He had more than half. Drew Lock threw the ball for 189 yards. Tim Patrick had 101 of them. Jerry Jeudy had 2 receptions for 32 yards. Not just not a lot going on there. I think they need Noah Fant back. I like Philip Lindsay a lot. I'm not selling on Drew Lock as a quarterback or anything. New England's just a really good defense. But 6 field goals, it gets it done. New England, you need to score more points. This has been now a season and a quarter of lackluster offense for New England. Again, they'll get better against teams that they can run the ball against. But you look at teams with tough running defenses that they'll run into this year. They got to still play Buffalo twice. What's going to happen there? I tend to think Buffalo is the best team in this division, and I don't think it's that close. Now, there's plenty of time for me to be proven wrong here. I'm sure New England will at least split with Buffalo, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the offense. They have to be able to pass the ball, and they have to be able to close leads late. That's just the way this is. You're not going to be able to win every game, just by giving up field goals. It's not going to be reality. And in fact, this game, they kept Denver out of the end zone. It didn't happen. So New England needs to get better. Denver, congratulations, 3-3. Got past a tough one here. Hey, still playoff contenders, especially with the 7th seed being activated this year. Denver fans, New England fans, tell me what you saw. I'd love to hear from you. I told you what I saw. I watched the game as well. It was pretty fun to watch. Not a lot of points, but a nice defensive grind battle. Give me your comments, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on another video soon.